Well, good evening on this Sunday night. I'm Brian Hackney.
And I'm Andrea Nakano. Oakland teachers could go on strike for the fourth time in the last 6 years after they voted to authorize a one-day strike that would take place on Thursday, May 1st.
Comes at a tumultuous time for the district on a number of fronts. The union says the district leadership isn't being transparent about finances, making up a budget crisis to justify laying off teachers.
Dahlin was in Oakland today and has the latest on the growing discord in the district.
Roughly 34,000 students attend Oakland public schools. Parents say while the one-day strike would be a big disruption, many support their teachers. For OUSD parent Rachel Kennan, it's a feeling of not again.
OUSD should be ashamed of creating a school environment where kids can't count on school taking place. My kids they're 6th grader and 9th grader now, and they don't believe that school will be there for them from one week to the next because you never know when there's going to be a strike.
Thursday's work stoppage would be the 4th strike in 6 years. OUSD teachers walked out in 2023, 2022, and 2019.
We need to be able to count on the schools to be open on school days so that we know where our kids are and we don't need to interrupt our jobs. We don't need to change our lives around when our kids should be at school learning.
The Oakland Education Association, or OEA, says the strike is over unfair labor practices and would fall on May 1st, International Workers' Day. The union accuses the district of failing to provide financial information about recent budget cuts. The district was facing a multi-million-dollar deficit and issued about 100 layoff notices. The union released a statement on Sunday that reads in part, "The district has a legal obligation to provide this information, which is needed to enable educators to understand how proposals would affect teachers, district and classroom stability, and the community we serve." Many parents I talked to say they side with the teachers.
Luckily, my kids are old enough that I can keep them home. I would never cross a strike.
I'm not as caught up in all of the details, but I do trust our teachers and know that if they're considering doing something as drastic as this, that it is important and something that we should all pay attention to.
School Board Director Mike Hutchinson says he's confused by the strike, claiming the union has access to all the budget information it's requesting.
All of our budget documents are public information. They are publicly posted on our district website as required by law. And so I would just point out that there's been very general claims made, and nobody has been able to say specifically what document they have not been given.
Go Clippers!
The strike comes at a time of uncertainty for district leadership. The school board recently voted to remove the superintendent.
It is offensive that we are 4 days away from the strike and there's been no communication about anything. So what's supposed to happen on Thursday?
Some parents like Kennan remain critical of the district and are even considering leaving OUSD due to the ongoing instability.
OUSD is shooting itself in the foot. They're doing all of this stuff that's breaking trust and breaking any support that they might have had with families.
The OUSD school board scheduled a special meeting on Tuesday night to try to work with the union and avert the strike.
OUSD has not responded to our calls for a comment on the backup plan if a strike happens on Thursday, Brian.
And that is just one of several issues facing the district. The board voted last week to remove Superintendent Kyla Johnson-Trammell. She'd been on the job since 2017 and gets a payout to step aside at the end of the current school year. Her contract would have been up in 2 years. Board members haven't explained the reasons for the move, but the superintendent drew criticism over potential school closures. Her high salary also an issue at more than $378,000 a year. The board will appoint an interim superintendent by July 1st.